it's my weight loss plan.
Oh, is that it?
It's 20 pounds in 5 minutes. Gone. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Astronomy Daily Live. I'm back after a couple of crazy stormy days here, where lost power both days, and that would have happened, during this live stream. So it's like, yeah. So yesterday lost the internet for a while too. So it's like, crazy things. That's what happens during the monsoons. We're just not, we are desert people here. We don't understand rain and all of that weird, things in the sky, like clouds and stuff. We just don't get any of that. So when it happens, it's sort of it's a shock. So anyway, but everything is going well here. Nothing too exciting. Always exciting things in the background, but no, nothing really too great or anything. So let me look at the chat really quick. Uncle Bill, Tom, Chuck, awesome, great to have everybody here. Cheers. So this is the casual, fun get together of friends, practically every day, to sit back, relax, forget about everything, and think astronomical things and sciencey things and space stuff and all of that. So cheers. Grab your.
What's big news? We had the anniversary of the important anniversary, right?
Oh, you're talking about the Apollo 11, right?
Yeah.
Let me show off the shirt here. So that shirt can be found on my Teespring store, and it was found here on the live stream, and I immediately thought, it's like, man, I've got to see if I can put those on a shirt. All that data, all those pictures, everything else that you get from NASA are completely free to use in any way you want. The only thing that they ask is that they're given credit, and I fully endorse that. So you see at the bottom. So you see at the bottom of that.
Yeah, you did.
Fully endorsed, because they some
it says credit of NASA or something, or
go down to the bottom there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, gotta raise it up a little bit. Raise it up. Sorry. I don't mean.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry.
Be careful, family show here.
There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Courtesy NASA JPL Caltech. That's what they want.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, you put that on there.
And I fully give full credit to them, because they came up with some absolutely brilliant looking, really nerdy ASCII schematics of the Mars Insight lander. And when I saw those on the live stream here, we were looking at the data release, and we were just looking at some of the technical things, and all of a sudden these, schematics, and right away I'm like, man, I need to put that on a shirt. That's very cool. So
yeah.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you, Otto. I appreciate that. So speaking of shirts, you can see that there is a shirt hanging up here behind me. So sometimes I get a little deep with the symbology, but hang with me. So this shirt was supposed to go to Bobby, but he is no longer here. No longer wants to, be a part of this. And frankly, yeah, I think it was time, right? But anyway, so this shirt is going to hang up behind me, just as sort of a memory of Bobby, because that was supposed to be his shirt. And I really, really thank him for being a good teacher. I have learned, quite a bit. So thank you for that. So these shirts are also available on Teespring. So check that out. I think if you let me put it in the chat. Let's see, can I do that? Yeah, hold on one second. So hope everybody's doing well. I can say howdy to the panelists. Atta, how are you?
Okay, pretty good.
Excellent.
I was just reading the chat there.
And Earth Radio, Ron.
Hello.
Is it clear or is it cloudy?
No, we have storms right now, and we had some tornadoes up north, but here we just got some really low clouds that just like rolled in, and it looks like there's gonna be a little rough night tonight. So
yeah, wow. All right. Well,
so I'll have cloudy nights again tonight, so to speak.
Not too bad in my area, but it's not good enough to hoss, all that equipment outside to observe. It's mostly cloudy.
We'll see with the way that the rain comes and goes. I mean, like it could be nice, and then all of a sudden the rain clouds come in, and bam, you're having to move your equipment back inside. You obviously don't want to get wet.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a big problem with that, but oh, by the way, since you're here, I have my I doubt if you can see it from here, but I have the Revolution Imager all set up on my scope. And I've actually tried it. Now, I don't know anything about photography, and you do have to know something. I don't know from, anything about photography. I know you push the button and you get a picture out the end of an automatic camera.
Well, have you tried taking a picture of the moon or anything? Or?
Now, what I've done is I'm trying to learn. I don't even care about the pictures. I just want to see things on the screen.
Yeah.
But you have to have the settings correct in order to see it on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to prep like you're going to take a picture, whether you're going to take one or not.
Right.
Yep.
Now, I have found that if you look at the manual on the R2, the only way to use this thing is just to go out there and try different stuff. They even tell you this in the manual in sort of an offhanded way.
Test it during the daytime, I think they said.
They say, well, if you don't get a very good image, try this and try that. I don't like that. I'm a very technically oriented person, and I do things the old school way. I do actually read the manuals and study them. Well, this manual that comes with the R2 is the closest thing to worthless I've ever seen. So when you get the device, now, for example, I did finally, more by luck and accident, I did. Astro Live said he will start making tutorial videos for astrophotography in the future.
Cool.
Thank you very much. Some of us could use those.
Yeah.
I did get some stuff. I got a good picture of the moon, and by picture I mean what I saw on the screen. But this was what would be in the picture. I got a good moon. I got Jupiter pretty good. If you get the settings right, you can get a halfway decent picture, even deep space stuff. You what they show on the site isn't a lie. Those are actual pictures taken by real buyers of this device, and they're not bad. But you really have to get a feel for the settings in order to get these pictures.
That's what one guy said. And on a review, he said it was a learning curve. If I remember reading about that.
That learning curve's a bitch, I'll tell you. I'm climbing up it at the moment, and you're out there fiddling with various settings, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're fiddling with them. Mime fiddling is less intelligent than a photographer's would be, but not that much less, because this isn't Earth-based photography. This is astrophotography, and there are some definite differences.
No, did you use the flattener on that one, or did you take the flattener off and just use the direct?
Flattener?
Yeah, they have that field flattener that comes with it. It's part of the. Are you
talking about the focal reducer?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's
okay.
Wrong
I took the focal reducer off for looking at things like Saturn and Jupiter and any deep space stuff. You can't have the, I mean, I know that much. Okay. You can't have the focal reducer on. I learned that the hard way when I was looking at the moon with the focal reducer on. I saw this little section of the moon.
Okay.
Honey, mommy will be there in a minute. I saw this little section. Now, you need a focal reducer if you're looking at something gigantic like the moon. Okay. Yeah. But I took that thing out right away.
All right.
It had to come out.
I was just curious. All right. Good to know.
I think the focal reducer, when you're using that, it actually widens the field of view. Is that right? So
that's what it's for. It's to give you a wider field of view.
Yeah. So looking at the moon, you would actually want that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to see more than a tiny quarter hunk of it at any one time, yeah. Okay. And now, if you're investigating a very a small area of the moon and all that, then it's then having no focal reducer is fine. That's what you want. Also, it has a zoom function on it, so you can move in and move out, and that. I'm not real comfortable using that yet, but I'm sure that works fine.
Yeah, and that's probably
even with all the headaches. Would you agree it's worth the money?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I definitely, but then I'm a spendthrift, so you can't remember. I'm trying to die broke here. I'm working toward dying broke, so you have to understand that when I say it's worth the money. I believe it actually is, to tell you the truth. Uncle Bill in the chat was saying, have I tried messing around with it in the daytime? Because you can take pictures in the daytime, too. I mean, I could spy on my neighbors with this thing in the daytime. There's a great place.
And then when they ask you, you just tell them you're just testing your camera out. That's all.
Yeah, well, there's a great place to... Oh, did you see Amazon made a great mistake on some real high-end cameras on Amazon Prime sale day? I can't remember the brand because I'm not a terrestrial photographer, but they're $3,000 cameras. These are high end. And Amazon had them up for sale for like $80.
Oh, wow.
It was a mistake.
Not like the Sony A9.
Whoops.
The Sony A9 they have for like $3,500.
It was in that category, but that wasn't the brand. But legally, they have to, if I contracted to buy it for $80, if I put it in my cart, charge my credit card the $80, they could not come back at me and tell me I owed them $3,000 more. Oh
wow.
They are obligated to sell it for the advertised price.
How many people got that?
Not too many, fortunately, for Amazon.
Yeah.
But that's an aside.
So yeah, this this live stream will not be doing anything in terms of Apollo, really, except acknowledging, the fact, that took place. It was extremely cool, but man, we should be doing so much more. I mean,
do you know that Kennedy wanted to back out of that? Tony Darnell had a special thing on today.
Yeah, no,
doesn't surprise me.
The entire program was political. That's all. It's all it was. It's all it was. 100%. And me being a space nut, that's really disappointing.
Yeah.
So.
But that's always the way government projects are going to be.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, I've worked on loan to the government for a while, and oh my God.
Yeah. So hopefully, these private companies, there are now 4 moon landers, 4 of them. NASA has one, and then there are 3 companies that have one each. So if you want to start landing things on the moon, you actually have options. So let's just do it. We don't have to necessarily involve NASA or the government or anything. They just sort of have to give us approval, right? Saying, okay, launch.
Well, ultimately, there's a lot of money. To sound like an industrial scientist here for a moment, ultimately, since industry works for profit, they don't have an infinite source of income like our government has, which are my taxes. They don't have that kind of money. They have to work for a profit. But there could be some very definite profits to be made in outer space. Who gets there, who gets established, because there is a lot of wealth out there that Earth can use.
Oh, and yeah.
It gets out there and mines it and recovers it and gets it back is going to make a mint, especially down the road. So the investment might be worth it to them.
It's it's a long-term investment, probably. But I mean, given the will, the fact of the matter is that we could go in a very short amount of time, right? I mean, we'd have to build everything and all of that, but I mean, if we really wanted to, we could have been there years and years and years ago.
Yeah,
and so I mean, it's great to celebrate these kinds of accomplishments and stuff, but we have to look forward. Let's look ahead. Looking back is fine, but sort of like looking at the wake of a boat, right? It's just there. so no, we're not going to be doing that. In fact, what I wanted to do, because one of the last live streams, I forget, we were talking about this a little bit, and I just sort of pointed it out and mentioned that there were people behind there, and one of those, I think over here behind the shirt, I guess, is this guy as a baby. So I found a larger picture of that. So I'm going to share my screen while I still can. And do that. And do that.
Google is changing that pretty soon, right? Hangout.
Pretty soon.
End of the month.
Pretty soon. Yeah, I still am not quite sure what I'm going to do. So
isn't that crazy how they have a lot of people that enjoy it that's using it, and then they want to just mess it up?
Well, they I guess they probably think that they're trying to make some progress, and they're just not willing to support older technologies. So I wish the alternative they had was better, but it's not. It's worse. So anyway, that's all right.
There's a lot of people there.
Yeah, there really is. So here is the 8.4 meter mirror as it came out of the spinning oven. This thing is sitting on a floor, and that's actually the floor of this spinning oven. It's of course a round oven. What you don't see are walls that go up, about that high or so. They of course cleared the top of the mirror, right? And so you've got walls all the way around, and then you have this huge lid that goes on top, and this whole thing, this white ring is not attached to this floor here. Now, what I can do, of course, is I can zoom in, and we can really. So this this part here is not attached to this. There's about I don't know, maybe a 1-inch gap or so. It's pretty tight.
So that spins.
So this whole thing actually spins. Yeah, that's how. What they do.
That's how you grind the mirror then?
Well, in this case, they don't grind the mirror. What they do, and I'm gonna actually come back to me just for a second. Because it's sort of a show and tell here. So what they do is they take pieces of glass just like this. Now this one, for some reason, was rejected, and they would reject bags and bags and bags of these things. We had them laying around all over the place. I've given, and I had so many of them, but I've given them all away. I have 2 left. I have this one, and I have another one somewhere. And I'm not giving any more away. But this is borosilicate glass, and it's, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got this weird blue tinge to it. And it doesn't feel like glass. It feels more like a really hard plastic. But it's glass. It's glass. It's very, very pure glass. Anyway, they lay this out, tons of it. They lay it out in this oven, and then they melt the glass, and then they spin it, and that makes a spherically convex shape.
Wow.
So I'm going to share my screen again here. So
then they gotta luminize it, right?
Well, what we have to do after this is we don't want a spherical shape. Right. We actually want a parabolic shape. So we have to push a little bit of the glass that's here sort of out. So it's just slightly deeper in the middle. It's not very much. We're talking microns at the most. But nobody had ever polished a mirror this size before, so they had to learn what to do, and they did. So this mirror took a long time to polish. I want to say maybe like 4 or 5 years or so. But this is just when it came out of the oven, and it's really hard to tell here, but this is really deep. It's like a salad bowl. It's really incredibly deep.
What would be the focal length on that?
This is This is very, very fast. I believe it's like f1.5.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's fast.
Really big and a short tube, basically.
Yes. Well, this mirror and its twin are now operational up at the Large Binocular Telescope
Oh,
on
okay.
Mount Graham. So
All right.
it's two 8.4-meter mirrors.
Do you have a
And
picture of that site where they got it?
I do. If you go to lbto.org, I think. Here it is. Let's see if we can
Oh, wow.
find a decent picture.
Ooh.
Posters. I don't know what this is. Okay, well that's one of the instruments. That's not. I don't know what this is. Let's not. Oh, here's just some. Okay, well here's. So there they are, right there.
Okay.
So it's basically just two telescopes that are connected to one another.
Yeah.
But here's the primary. Here is the secondary, and that gets reflected down to a tertiary on both sides, and that actually combines the beams, I think, right in the middle down below here. So,
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
yeah, so this, I'm not sure which of these mirrors is this one, but it's one of those two.
Okay.
So you can sort of see, the size here, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's big. Yeah.
And so then the binocular idea is you just widen the field of view, right?
What you do with a binocular is, of course, you double the area, which
Right.
gets you about another magnitude fainter.
Okay.
Than just using one. The other thing that you can gain is resolution. So, because the separation from here all the way over to here is something like 20, 25 meters
Oh,
or
wow.
so.
That's huge.
You actually have the resolving power of a 25-meter telescope because of this baseline. So they're able to do lots of adaptive optics, those kinds of things. In fact, these secondary mirrors are used with the adaptive optics system. These are deformable mirrors, which I'm not going to get into, but yeah, it's an amazing place. Anyway, so let's see if we can find me in here anywhere. It's like a where's Cosmic, right? So let's see if you can. If anybody thinks they see me, point me out. Now, I'll practically be, like, diapers and all that. So,
Are you the guy standing by the fat guy in the beige shirt with the beard?
Where?
The guy that would be facing the picture to the left of the fat guy with the beard and the aviator glasses?
This guy right here? No.
No, the other guy, the one on the other side.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Okay. Oh, gee, you really looked different when you were a kid.
Well, not really.
Did you look like the daily astronomy guy?
Yeah, I think I sort of did.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
So
Let's see, where
here's Roger Angel. He's the mastermind behind this whole concept. He invented the whole idea.
Wow.
So this is the dude right there. He was one of my bosses. Let's see. Do you see me yet? Anywhere?
I don't know.
Here, I'll zoom in a little bit more.
I can't see any of these people really good, and I don't know them.
Yeah, it's low res. It's pretty low res.
All right, at least give us a hint. Did you have a beard then?
Nope, I did not.
Okay, there you are. There you are. I see you.
All right, I'm right there.
Oh my God. Oh dear. The years have been kind to you. That's all I can say.
Well, I tend to think so. Yeah. Now, this guy, this was about, maybe 1995, 96, something like that. Yeah. So this guy here, this is Nick Wolf. He's a great guy, but this is the guy whose office is so unimaginably messy. It was at least the messiest office, the most cluttered, just absolutely beyond your wildest imagination. How he packed things into that office, I have no idea at all. But a super genius, right? Just super incredible, amazing person. This guy here is John Hill. He actually still works up there. I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but he's probably in charge of something. He was basically in charge of the mirror making back then. So yeah, cool stuff. Awesome mirror. And so these mirrors are made at the University of Arizona at the Mirror Lab. So yeah, this is about as large as they can make them there, because like you can see, there's just no more space, and they're sort of confined. They this whole lab is under the east end of the football stadium, so they're sort of confined in terms of space. But my contribution to this mirror was, once they moved this off and put it onto the polishing device, one of the things that you need to know is how close is the surface to the shape that you want. And so they needed a way to take some pictures from way above, actually at the radius of curvature of the sphere, which is twice as high as the focal length.
Oh, okay.
So for a couple of weeks, I literally was laying over on like a scaffold thing, laying over this mirror, setting up a camera, hoping, praying that I did not drop it.
Right.
Because if I drop anything, I might as well not even come down, right? I mean, I will be just absolutely vaporized, right? The anger will just absolutely just be gone, right? So yeah, that was really, really fun. And, we got the measurements that we needed. The polished mirror at that point was at spec. So yeah, they, with the measurements that I sort of helped make, they decided that, that mirror was done. So that was quite an accomplishment there. So absolutely, absolutely fascinating. So. All right, well, cool. I'm going to let me get back over here. Stop sharing. There we go. And I'm going to check the chat really quick. Take a big gulp of this. Cheers. So yeah, fun stuff. Always like to think about those nice days. Yeah, Kira H. Hey, nice to see you in the chat. Glad you could stop by, Kira H. Shared glasses, yeah. So, all right, well, cool. We were right in the midst of an object of the day. It was NGC 3263, and I sort of thought about it at the time, but I didn't act on it. But today really should. I really appreciate our new technology, our new access to information and all that. I think it's great, and I fully endorse it. I use it. It's great, right? But sometimes, and I recommend this to everyone who is getting into astronomy, get yourself some charts, some actual charts, some real deal charts that you can carry around, right, and feel, right? So these I've had for a little while. I think I have an inscription in here. So 1988 is when I got this, and let me, the year 2000 seemed very far away.
Yeah.
But this is the sky as it was going to be, and now as it was at the epoch 2000. So these are great charts. This is the so-called desk edition. I don't know if there's a no. I don't say anything on there anywhere. And you can see, it's all messed up and stuff because it's used. It's used. I've actually, because it's sort of in this format where you have to grab it and then open them like this, it actually stays really nice. The field edition, which I also have, which were actually my first charts. I think I've got those in the other room now. They belong in a museum because they are so falling apart. Those were just used and abused, But anyway, what I like to do with these kinds of things is actually go to the charts and sort of see where this object is, if it appears here at all. In the case of our object of the day, NGC 3263, it does not show up on these charts. But what I'm going to do is I already have Simbad pulled up here.
Do-it-yourself stuff. The kid that I got the travel scope for, which is a step above his first scope, it told me, he said, he's getting really arrogant. I don't know about this kid. He said he learned more about the sky from the first telescope I gave him than I learned from mine, because nothing is automatic on his scope. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he does, he has to do manually. He
Right.
gets up there, he's got to learn the sky. He doesn't ask the computer where it is, you know. And there is a tendency, I have to admit, to do that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I get out there and I think, oh, I'm in a hurry. I don't want to mess around. So I push the automatic alignment. I push the go-to, push all that stuff. Oh, yeah. I mean, I get to where I want to be, more or less, most of the time. And since I put on the GPS time and locator by satellite, I get exactly where I want to be without a flaw, right in the center of the eyepiece. Wonderful. But I don't learn the sky
Right.
when I'm doing that. I
Yeah.
did right.
And, well, for sure, I would think that if you're, getting into astronomy at this level, you would want to know a lot about the sky. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It shocked me to realize that most pros don't know about the sky, don't care. Don't really care. It's like, okay, well, there's stars up there, that's fine, but I'm studying this and this and this and this and this and this. So that absolutely shocked me when I realized that even the students that surrounded me didn't know anything about the sky at all. But that's all right. There are lots of flavors. I think the go-to stuff, I think it's absolutely fabulous, right? I'm not downgrading that in any way at all. But for me, I really appreciate the hunt. That's probably extremely primitive, but that's what it is. It's the hunt. It's like, I know that you're there and I'm going to find you. And when I do, I get a huge reward, right? I get this
Just know you found it. Yeah.
This absolute rush, right? Yeah. That it's like, I got it. And some of them are extremely elusive, but those are sometimes the really interesting ones. Mm. So, and you got to use your imagination sometimes a little bit. And anyway, so I like these charts. So I already know what chart.
So what is that one now? NGC what?
To go to. So we're looking at NGC 3263. It's got a right ascension of 10 hours, 29 minutes, and a declination of negative 44 degrees, 7 minutes. So
yeah, I had like two of those numbers. I had the 2 3s, I think 3 and 3.
Okay. So, so as I said, I already prepared for this. This particular object's location is on chart number 20 here. This is going to be almost impossible to show you, but I'm going to try anyway, because that's what analog is all about. So, well, let me see if I can.
That was close. That was close.
Do that. Okay. So, you see these two red? I don't know if it's going to focus or not.
Yep.
It's not in focus.
But I did see the dot.
It'd be nice if it would focus.
Almost there. It's hard to get a close up on it. Ooh, that
there they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a 3261 and a 3256, and you see these. There's like 3 little stars right next to the galaxy. 1, 2, 3. They're all in a line there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we need. So that object is not on these charts. 3263 is not there, but it's right next to these two guys. And so I'll show you.
So is that just something they weren't looking for and they didn't see it, or they missed it?
It's just it is faint enough and or small enough that that it just doesn't count.
It wasn't quite within their realm of investigation.
Exactly. So okay, can you see that? This is the looks like this is the Digital Sky Survey image. This is actually NGC 3263, but this guy down here is 3261, which showed up on the chart, and this guy up here is 3256. Remember the three line of stars?
Mm-hmm.
That's these guys right there.
Okay.
So this object is not on my charts, but is definitely, I mean, would be. But yeah, it's kind of obvious here, that these two guys, I guess, are just slightly brighter than this one. It's the apparent brightness is also less because we're looking at it almost edge on.
So have they had a reprint of that particular star chart or no? Have they had a reprint of it? Like, is there a reprint like in 2000, after 2000?
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't think that that anything in that area is really going to be happening anymore. At least not with these particular charts. There's another set of charts. Oh, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think they are coming out with a 2050 chart. Oh, it's called Norton's Sky Atlas, or Norton's Star Atlas. That one is really, really, really great too. And if I would have
put out by Sky and Telescope.
Oh yeah,
this baby.
I like that.
Which one's that? Can you show it again?
This one is put out by Sky and Telescope.
Good one. Jumbo edition, even.
Now,
sure, nothing but the best here. Sky.
Isn't that sort of an oxymoron there to have a jumbo pocket edition?
Yeah.
That's a
big pocket.
That's a little weird, isn't it?
It is.
It's a back pocket. You can have a back pocket.
That's really kind of strange. Sorry, I just noticed those kinds of things automatically. It's sorry. Anyway, so there he is, and while he's not on the Tyrion charts, this guy is. That's 3256, and this guy down here, way down here, there he is. This guy is too, and that's 3261. It's got a little bit of a bar there, but our target of interest is kind of distorted here too. It's got this really interesting little arm here that just is flinging out. Some people call that like a tidal loop, maybe caused by some kind of an interaction with another galaxy. Maybe that one, I don't know. I was kind of interested in seeing if HST had ever looked at this guy. Should we go over there and find out? It's pretty unlikely, but sometimes we get lucky here. So we'll just look for everything. Okay. Cross your fingers, but probably not. Here we go. Nope. Nothing. Dang. Okay. All right. Well, we will plod on. We were looking at some of the references, some of the papers that were here. Warp factor 1, please. So 45. It's not a lot, but it's, well, I guess it's more than 0. So last time, Deep Sky Dude, he wanted to find out what exactly the flying snakes were here. So we looked at that. Some pretty interesting simulations of interactions. So this is just a survey done in the infrared from space. So that's just data released there. Yeah, these are talking about a supernova in 3344, which is, I'm kind of curious as to why. Oh, maybe it's this. I think it is. Okay, so that's kind of an interesting thing, right? Sinbad is kind of messing up on that because they're finding just the number 3263 and thinking that that's a reference. So, okay, I guess we can skip that. The Carnegie Irvine Galaxy Survey. Overview and Atlas of Optical Images. 2011 Astrophysical Journal Supplement. Oh, I don't know. Let's CGS. Long-term program to investigate the photometric and spectroscopic properties of a statistically complete sample of 605 bright southern galaxies. Las Campanas. Cool. So, yeah. Pretty good seeing down there. 1 arcsecond seeing, that's not too bad. Field of view, pretty narrow. I've got a field of view of like 12 arc minutes by 9. So yeah, I know that that's pretty small. Cool. Let's see if there's any. I always go for the pictures first. Let's see if there's a paper. Yes. Loading. From 2011, I guess. Structural components of a galaxy bear witness to the major episodes that have shaped them during its life cycle. Shaped them during their life cycle, right? These people. Let's see what we got here. Luminosity functions. We got here. Okay, so here they're talking about, they're looking at the entire sample, and they're saying, here's what they're calling the B sub T magnitude. Not quite sure what sub T is, but it's the absolute B magnitude, I guess. Okay. Versus the number And so, there's a lot of faint ones and just a few bright ones. That makes sense. So this is showing the distribution of distances in megaparsecs. So, well, this point here, with this kind of distribution, would be called the mode. So the mode is the most common value. So the mode, to me, looks like it's about 20 million parsecs. But wow, there's some that are way out there, 120 million parsecs. Wow, that's way out there. So it's kind of an interesting distribution. I don't know if these peaks mean anything. I mean, I guess they do, but yeah, I'm not certified to be able to interpret that. So absolute magnitudes. So this is sort of a measurement of luminosity. And there's those funny peaks again. There is a relationship between absolute magnitude and distance. So that's probably why we're seeing the same peaky things here.
You're
What's
looking.
that?
A page master just posted a picture of NGC 3256 on Discord.
Oh, cool. Let's.
It's good. It says taken with a wide field camera 3 and the advanced camera for surveys. Sorry, I don't have my reading glasses on.
You mean on the HST? Wow. I wonder, because I mean, oh, okay, 3256.
3256.
Ah, yes. Okay. Yeah. So that was the other one. That was, I think that was this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it on there. Oh wait, maybe we gotta go to the right room.
Space.
Go to space.
Okay, got it.
Get space.
Go to space, Ron. Beautiful.
No pun intended.
Kind of interesting, this central area almost looks like it's angled.
Oh yeah.
But then it seems to sort of, this thing, yeah, wow, there's some interesting 3D structure there for sure. Wow.
Oh, so what you're looking at on that one picture, that arm section of that part that you see down here on the bottom.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, but what blows me away is that there are galaxies behind it. You're looking through this galaxy to lots of galaxies behind it too.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? There are galaxies everywhere. I keep telling you, there's so much stuff out there. It's unbelievable.
So someone asked a question, and before they asked the question, well, with so many planets out there, we're realizing how many planets there are.
Yep.
Why haven't we seen anyone? We
don't know.
We should be seeing more people, wouldn't you think? More visitors visiting, and
yeah.
Don't wish for it, man. I mean, I don't want any visitors.
No, I'm just saying that with the way that they're talking about it, how they're commenting on the fact that, well, yeah, there should be some kind of more contact compared
Not necessarily.
to
There's a guy, we talked about him on one live stream, an academic professor somewhere. He did a special on this.
Mm-hmm.
where he evaluated, he said it's a common misconception that because there are so many possibilities out there that there has to be lots of life out in the universe.
Not true. Okay, I got you.
He says there is an equal probability that there ain't nobody else out there.
Yep.
As there is somebody out there.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just no proof either way. And the fact that it's big and there are lots of opportunity, there really isn't that much opportunity when you look at these specialized conditions necessary.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only argument there is that if given enough time, even traveling at mediocre speeds, you can cover the entire galaxy in a relatively short amount of time. Hundreds of millions of years, right? But you can cover the entire galaxy, all the area of the galaxy in that amount of time, sublight. But one of the theories is, of course, that maybe there is some kind of a filter that no civilization has ever gotten through yet.
Mm-hmm.
Right, some kind of thing, AI, or they push the button, right, destroy themselves. Who knows what, right? So I mean, it could be anything. But yeah, it's I really wouldn't be surprised either way, because I do agree, that somebody has to be first.
Mm-hmm.
That just sort of makes sense. Are we first? Oh, probably not. But somebody has to be. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so here, let's get back to this, because we can just go off on awesome tangents like that anytime. I'm going to check the chat. Yeah, and Chuck, that is one of them. The other one that I was talking about is it's the other paradox. The name is slipping me. PageMaster must know. PageMaster must know.
He knows everything.
He does. He does.
Tens of thousands of Lumbee Indians that are here.
Quite sure.
Not going to see many aliens.
All right, Ron.
That was Mike. He was putting in his 2 cents.
Oh, okay. Well, good, Mike. Good. I wasn't able to hear any of that.
Oh, what did you say now? 2,000 what?
What's that?
Go ahead and say what you said.
No, I was saying that there's tens of thousands of Lumbee Indians, and they are close to where we are. Yet a lot of people haven't even seen Lumbee Indians. That's why I was telling Ron that,
No.
Aliens being further away would explain why there's not a lot of contact.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. That's as good a story as any.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Back to 3256. So
how far is that? How far is that?
Oh, I won't be able to tell you. I know that our object of the day, I think we calculated that out. That was like around 140 million light years away.
Oh, that was our object of the day.
No.
Oh.
Our object of the day is this guy, which is NGC 3263.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far is that?
Well, we calculated that the other day. I think it was around 140 million light years. Something like that.
So now with that little arm coming off to the left there, what you were talking about, that could
Yeah.
be like a
It's some
like,
kind of a tidal interaction.
okay.
So it well, so the story goes, it is likely to have interacted with some kind of relatively massive object. Maybe it was this guy. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah.
Well, somebody might, but I don't. So
Interesting.
yeah. It would have been nice to have your HST image that. It did image this guy, and of course that is very distorted as well. We were looking at it in the other shot.
Mhm.
Very, very distorted. So there are some tidal interactions here. Some kind of interaction going on with these galaxies. So let's look for our, well, do it this way. 3263. There it is. So
Now I'm wondering what would cause that disturbance. So on that, you know what I mean? How powerful would that have to be? Whatever would cause that disturbance.
well, the explanation is that it's a gravitational tidal force. Though, perhaps these two galaxies sort of either ran into one another, or this one passed nearby and pulled all that stuff out. Who knows?
Wow.
Who knows? But the story is that it's some kind of gravitational thing.
Okay. That's a
So
good story.
cool. What's that?
And that's a good story for me.
Yeah. Well, best story wins. So this guy was definitely part of the survey. He was number 344. So very cool.
Yeah. Apparently we had tornadoes in our area.
Oh,
but
wow.
Not my area, but like north of me.
Wow.
So, but
all right, hang in there.
Close enough. I don't want nothing here.
Yeah. Okay, so
get my trees cut down before they fall on my house.
Yeah. So it's saying here that it's 39.1 megaparsecs. So I can.
Okay, a parsec is
a megaparsec is 3.26 million light years.
Holy cow!
So we can multiply that by 39.1, and we get 127 million light years away. Oh man, I'm gonna have to show you my calculator. It's back to its old tricks. Oh man. All right. Well, maybe that's a good time to pause for today. I'm noticing that it's a little bit after 3 hours UTC, so I'm going to stop sharing. And look at that. Can you see? Lost a part of my number again.
Oh no.
Well, it'll come back. I have great hopes.
Put a big power source onto it. It'll make it work right.
Yeah. Here, I did all 8s. And you can see.
That means it's time to go, right? When it does that.
No. Calculators are very personal items. These are things that you actually have to go out and get. So
I remember that
I've
first
had this thing
brother
for a
got.
long time. I think Atta is going to go away though.
All right,
She's on her way, and I'm going to be on my way here too, beaming up. One more big gulp of this.
You remember the Sharp calculator back in the 70s?
Yeah.
First one that came out was like over $200 for just a calculator.
Wow.
And of course, you can play games on it. You know, you can do a math calculation and learn how to land on the moon without running out of fuel, you know, stuff like that, you know. And you had to really know how to work the numbers to make that work.
Oh yeah.
But it was possible. But that thing could do all kinds of anything you need.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Well, this calculator, I think I got this. I want to say maybe about 1993, 94, I think. So I've had this a long, long, long time, and it's done this a couple of times before, where it'll go out like that, and then after a couple of weeks, it'll come back. So, so I'm just holding on to it, and don't feel sorry for me at all. I do have other ways to calculate. I do.
Oh yeah, you showed me that. You showed me your other way. I know.
Well, I've got that, and I have other ways too. So I am.
All right.
I'm definitely not deprived here in any way. This is a
you can put that in a museum piece.
great calculator. Great calculator. So I mean, you can see the buttons. They're all rubbed off.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You only know what they are because you know what they are.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, that's a lot of button pushing.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. I'm gonna get out of here for now. So peace, cheers, and all that. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the like. Hit the bell. Tell a friend. You tell a friend.
You tell a friend.
You.
All right.
All right, everybody. I'm
See you
gonna
next
get out of here. Have a great evening, a great day. I will see you on the spin. And that's assuming that there's power and internet.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll see you later. Great to be back. All
See
right.
you next time.
See you later. Bye.